I am super excited because I'm about to take you across to my local supermarket. Obviously, I'm leaving my apartment block here. I'm in Ekaterinburg, Russia. Ekaterinburg is like the fourth biggest city in Russia. I think it's got about 1.5 million people. And this, of course, is where I live here. And I'm going to take you over to there, which is literally my local supermarket. The reason I really want to make this video is because I see so many YouTube videos about Russian supermarkets, and they're like these massive shopping centers with these extra huge supermarkets, and that's not what happens here. This is like 5% of people live like this. Most people live and shop in their local neighborhood, and where I am now is a very typical block. I'll just kind of show you up here, and I'll turn you around. So in the middle is the courtyard, as always. So you come in from the street, all the buildings are always on the outside of the street, and in the middle is this communist dream of a community, and you can see lots of children's play equipment and so forth. A few people growing vegetables. It's quite a nice little community feel going on. Certainly at one stage in the Soviet Union, this was the plan, right? They had this 15-minute city thing going on, this World Economic Forum 15-minute city thing. That was happening here, and that's why it's set up this way. And what you find is that there's always a local shop somewhere on the block, or maybe the block next door. And as you can see, as I exit out here, there is my little supermarket there. And look, this is how would you describe it? A decent neighborhood. Not super great, but pretty decent. I mean, this is pretty lavish here, having these extra grass bits on the sidewalk. Pretty unusual. But still probably just a basic middle class. You can see an old school larder going past there. And it's kind of basic, normal, middle class kind of suburb. So let's go across the street. And this is it, Magnet. So Magnet, there's 20 of these in Ekaterinburg. And look, they're fairly small. They're almost like a convenience store, but they kind of have everything. I guess what they don't have is 40 variants of everything. But they pretty much cover every product that you need. So I'm going to actually go shopping. I'm going to buy maybe enough groceries for 3 or 4 days. So I'll take you in there. I'll show you everything that's in there, the prices and so forth. Let's do this beautiful entry, exquisite entry into the Magnet, the local, where the kids come for chocolate bars, the workers come for energy drinks, the babushkas come for potatoes. And on the left here, look at this, old school. How cool is that? So just in terms of exchange rate, it's 100 rubles for $1. So you can get your chewing gum here for around 10 US cents. Look at that, have not seen one of these for a while. Alright, shopping trolley, I am armed. I'll do a quick pan for you guys first. So you've got some basic fruit and veggies, and then about 4 mini aisles of products there. Let's start off with some cashews, nice and fresh. You just pick how much you want. So you just scoop it up here into a bag, and it's 100 rubles for 100 grams. So it's $1 for 100 grams or $10 for a kilo. So I'll scoop up maybe 100 grams-ish of cashews. That's about enough. I really like the flexibility of this. I hate having to pick 100 or 500 grams. It's like, well, how much do you want? And how much I want is that. So that's good. Next up, I'll get some apples. Look, these can be a mixed bunch, honestly. Sometimes they're a bit soft. They've been in the freezer. Sometimes they're a bit beaten up, a bit rough. They're a little bit on the small side, but it probably tells you that they're actually real apples and haven't been juiced up too much. That looks pretty good. No obvious bruises, nothing funky going on. Let's take it. This one also looking pretty good. Nice, smooth, no bruises. And I might grab one more. And the same, oh no, it's a couple of bumps there. Not very nice. This looks pretty good. Alright, we'll grab 3 of those. Now, I don't actually need potatoes, but here they are. And that works out to be around 25 cents per kilogram for good old kartoshka. Right, I'm going to get myself some mushies, some mushrooms. So this is around, that's 100 gram price again. So it's around kind of $2.40 a kilo. Pretty cheap. But they haven't got the paper bags, so they're going to get a bit sweaty. So I won't buy too much in one go. I might just buy kind of maybe 10 or so. If you have spent any time at all in this part of the world, you will know exactly what this is. So we got dill here, and dill is the kind of the go-to herb. You put this on everything, man. So I'm just going to get some. In the spirit of Russia, I'm going to get some dill, and I'll work out what I'm going to do with it later. Got some juices and stuff. 50 cents for a litre of apple juice. Some energy drinks. This is not the only part of the supermarket with energy drinks. This is like, it's like a religion here, really, energy drinks. This is crazy. I'm going to get this one. This is about 700 grams for about $1.80 with some chicken. All right, let's do it. I'm going to get this frozen broccoli. What I find is a lot of the fresh produce here doesn't last very long. So, yeah, it might take me a week to get through this, but it's kind of good to throw in with some other stuff at some stage. Just try to eat something green, you know what I'm saying? So what I was saying earlier is that they kind of have every product category, but just not lots of variety. So this is honey, the obvious honey. And you just got these kind of 4 options, right? And this is jam. And again, you got kind of the one brand, maybe 6 different flavors. And that's it for jam. I'm actually going to get some strawberry jam because I put this on tvorog and also on bread as well for a simple sandwich, but I love to put the jam on tvorog. It's a tasty snack. Right, we got quite a few eggs to choose from. So I'm looking up here, figuring this will be the better quality ones, maybe free range ones. They're a bit pricier. This one here is 100, so $1 for 10. And CO means that they're about, it's to do with how big they are. It's around 70 grams roughly. These ones are C1, so that means they're around maybe 60 grams, give or take a few grams. This one's only 75. This one's 100. So we'll go with these ones. Let's make sure there's no broken ones in there. And do old babushka style. Check out, make sure that all of our eggs in one piece. Oh wow, what's happened here? Okay, let's not go with that one. You never take the one on top, because that's the one that people just kind of leave there, right? Let's try this one. That looks pretty good. Looking like they're all not broken. Here is the one, the only grechka, buckwheat. Look at this. If you are from Russia or Belarus, I know that you know this from your childhood. And it turns out that this is now hipster food because the micronutrient profile on these is really, really good. They're pretty lean. You can kind of dress this up any way you want. Of course, you just boil it up. It's like a normal kind of legume. These are great. And look at that. I can't even get my head around this. 40 cents for all of this goodness. There's like 10 meals in that. And as I say, it's really healthy. It's not like eating bloody white rice or something. It actually gives you some nutrients. Got heaps of seafood here. He's got a ½ kilogram shrimp and prawns. The price varies a lot, so it's hard to tell. It's between kind of $6 and $16 per kilo. This is trout here. That looks like it's going to be around, let me do the maths for you, around $8 a kilo. Most of these kind of basics I won't get. It's like about $1 or so for the cheapest oil. Got some flour down there, mukka. Flour and so forth, stuff I don't really buy. Got some kids food over here as well, some basics, and I'll go to the dairy. I want some smetana and some tvorog, so sour cream, and also some cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, I tell you what, I've never eaten this in my life, and Belarus is super famous for cottage cheese. I'm in Russia now, obviously, but I've kind of got into it, and this stuff, man, it is just pure protein. I tell you what, if you want simple, easy protein, it is just pure protein in a packet. It's fantastic stuff. You've got to do something with it. And as I say, I'll put the jam there. Where's my jam? I'll put some jam with it. It's a great little snack. High protein snack. It's fun. Here's the smetana. This is sour cream, of course. And in this kind of packaging, around ½ a litre for about $1. And it tells you the fat percentage there. 15. So we get some 15 ones. This is $1.15. Milk. It's around 60, 70 cents per litre. I've already got some, so I won't grab some, but that's kind of your typical price for a litre of milk here. This is the world famous Dobre Cola. And I think this was, it's either Coke or Pepsi, I can't remember, but it's around $1 for, it looks like about 1.5 litres. So I'm not going to buy any, but this is like one of my most favourite things in Russia and Belarus. It's Ciroc. So Cir, of course, comes from the word cheese. And Ciroc, it's like a cream cheese, but sweet. They'll come in flavours like whatever, caramel, strawberry, this one obviously some kind of nut, different variations, coconut here as well. They're very sweet, very creamy, they're really delicious. I have to say I'm pretty hooked on these bad boys. Some random aisles with stuff I don't buy anything in. Chips, plenty of chips. Yeah, you see there, 80 cents for, what's that, about 100 grams, maybe 70 grams. Lay's. And we got beer. Always a familiar brand. There's always Hoegaarden here for some reason. Hoegaarden. I can't quite see it here. Nonetheless, you can see around 50 cents for a beer, 60 cents for a beer. Of course, here's the imported aisle. So, Hoegaarden, 80 cents for a Hoegaarden. My goodness. Stella Wife Beater, 65. Bud. And there you go, all around 60 cents as well. So these energy drinks, these are like, man, it's like 5% of the shelf space. Every young guy is drinking these. It's crazy. Anyone under 30, I just see them drinking these just every day. And this might be the most important part of the cold section. These are all the sausages. So look, honestly, I don't even buy this stuff, but let's just kind of run through a little bit here. So this would be around kind of $7 a kilo. Looks like a better quality one. Some salami. Looks like some more budget stuff. Sausages here as well. This will be around, what's that? Pretty close to a kilo. Around $2.50. These are pretty budget versions though. To the fresh meat section. And look, I have to say, the selection's a bit limited. We've got some chooks. Got a little bit of, I think it's pork. But I'm more of a steak kind of guy, more of a red meat kind of guy, and there's really not much that's doing much for me here, I have to say. Kind of got some mince, but chicken legs, yeah. I really want chicken breast or a steak, and it's not looking like it's going to happen here. Got some big slabs of pork here. Could be interesting, but yeah, this stuff doesn't last very long. You kind of got to eat it all in one go. Oh, there's something under here, wait. It's more, I think it's, I don't know what that is. It turns out there's a bigger supermarket kind of near the metro near my place, so I might get my meat from there. But while we're here, I see bread and lots of it. Alright, this is the one I like here. Nice and tasty. I really like this stuff. And it's, there you go, 40 cents for, I don't know how much it is. Oh, only 350 grams, not super big. Lol, it's like a whole section just for champagne. And then also more beer and liquor as well. So here is my stash. Look at that, baby. Alright, let's take it to the checkout, pay and go home and eat. What I really love about this place is that you are in and out in 5 minutes. I don't want to spend my whole day in a fucking supermarket, really. Pretty much an even $12 US. I'm just going to take it home here across the road and pull it apart and dissect exactly what we just bought then and how I might use some of this food. All this smetana and dill and all this kind of cool stuff. Look, I don't look inside the refrigerator of the average Russian household, but seriously, what I see some people buying, the dudes behind me, they had like 6 energy drinks and like 3 kilos of sausages, and that's what they were buying. And this is really normal, man. I tell you what, some of these young dudes in Russia, their diets are so dirty. Just energy drinks, chocolate bars, like just high-fat sausages. It's like, that's it. That's what I see young guys buying. Like, the girls are a bit more sensible. The older ladies are actually have the best diets. They like buy the fruit and veggies and cheese and have kind of a well-rounded diet. But the young guys, just the sheer volume of energy drinks with chocolate, with lollies, with sausages, like that's literally their diet. It's crazy. That's our price, 1,100 rubles. As I say, exactly $12 US. So what I get for that, got the loaf of bread, got the cashews, apples, mushrooms, cottage cheese, greshka buckwheat, jam, dill, pelmeni, sour cream, frozen broccoli, and some eggs. So I'll need to touch this up a bit with some steak and maybe some chicken breast, but we're looking pretty good.